Old Hawk 73 here, your fishing friend. Got a feeling this is going to be a long, well, I don't know if I'm streaming or not. Yep, we are. I hope I am. But anyhow, this is probably going to be a long one. I'm down in Louisiana, and this is the mission that I want to do now. I'm wanting to go get the book, okay? What I've got to do, I've got to catch 6 of each catfish using sour bread, moldy cheese, and dried locusts. And I'm going to use my bottom rods. What I'm going to do, and you have to wait till after midnight to catch them. So what I've got 4 bottom rods set up all the same with my Heavy Chaser 10-2, Leviathan 10,000, .011 braid, heavy sinker, titanium .014 leader, a 4/0 hook, and dried locusts. I think they all got 4/0 hooks on them, so let's double check, make sure. Yes. And where I'm going to fish, I'm going to land here at the hut. I'm going to turn around, and you see this stump sticking up like that limb? I want to go out the walkway where that's on my right. Oh, by the way, when we get ready to catch the monster down here, if I remember right, it's right here. If I remember right.
Stream elements. Said. Lookhawk 73 is now living. Streaming Fishing Planet dash N. Fun fishing and chatting.
Okay. I've already got my rod stand set up. Now, you notice my rod stand is at the far right corner. That's the way I used to catch my flatheads here in competition. I don't know what the difference is. And you'll also notice that I want to aim right in here. That's where I'll be, about 65 feet out. Now we got to wait till midnight and see what happens. Six of these, that's a long endeavor. But we'll do the best we can. Might have to fish for blues. They're not easier to fish for either. All we can do is do what we can. We'll see what happens. Well, I keep thinking I can move my mouse or my cursor around without having to move anything else. I find out in a hurry you can't. So we got dried locust on, so let's see what kind of a... Oh, we're right at dead nothing. And we'll be lucky to catch a cold. Got a bite. That's a good start. Let's see, let me turn the light on where I can go over here and watch these. Can I get over far enough that way? No, I'm going to go over this way. I'm going to watch my spring rods. Spring arms, I'm sorry. Man, 18 fish to get the book. That's a big order. That's a tall order. Part of the game. I wonder if there are any better midnight peaks. Yeah, that's a little better. Partly cloudy. Looks like that's better than what I'm fishing right now. We'll let it run. We'll go to 1 o'clock. See what happens. If I don't get any here by 1 o'clock, I'm going to go. Well, it could go on into the morning. We'll just have to see. It's 12 o'clock. Is no peak. But this is a Halloween event, so you don't really know what they want you to do. Gonna have to get me a root beer. This is gonna take some patience. I know there's flatheads over at another spot. Wide open spaces. Surely we should have got more than just one little tiny bite by now. I guess I better track that mission, hadn't I? There we go. Come on. Don't just bite it, run. Bite it and keep it. I thought about putting one of each kind of bait on there, and I thought, no, that's not going to tell me a whole lot. My hook may be too big. See, I'll take channel cats. It just says catfish.
Hello. Just popping in to say that I hope you're all good, and that today is a great day for you.
Every day is a great day. Thank you. Thank you for popping in, Cole. I appreciate it.
Box-press said, you.
Now it's yo. Let's see. It's what, about 9 o'clock your time, Box? Now about 11. Noon, something like that. I'm trying to catch...
Box-press said, 1,150.
Not 1150, but 1,150. Well, thank you for dropping in, both of y'all. I'm trying to catch catfish here. I may have to reduce the size of my hook so I can catch. Might as well do it all of them. I'll take channel. I don't care. It says catch catfish. It doesn't say what size. It just says catch catfish. I need to aim my rod stand a little bit further to the left anyhow, because I'm casting left and looking right. I tried to do the pumpkin race in Falcon a while ago. You have to take a candle end and a noose there. Okay, I did that. And then I started the race. There were no pumpkins on the water. None. So I sent the devs a little message that, you know, I got here and I started everything, but there were no pumpkins on the water. So they said they'd take a look at it. And that was my only number 2 hook. That was it. 2/0 hook. I only had one? Well, that's not too cool, is it? uh, oh, me. Simple hooks. Okay. I can't read. Can't ride for reading. 432. Okay. But anyhow, there were none. No pumpkins floating nowhere. So I sent him a message, and Game Master Paulino said you have to press the E twice. Went back and did that. It didn't do any good either. So I wasted 2 candle ends and 2 nooses. But the second time, I had pumpkins there. But I'm telling you, they weren't there at first. When I got in the kayak and started rowing away. The first time I tried, all the pumpkins were off to the right. So that's what I was going to do. I was going to go off to the right where they were more or less congregated, so I could pick up more center. Well, I headed down that way, and there was none there. They were all off to the left. So then I turned back to the left, and magically appeared all off down the right. So you got 3 minutes, and in a kayak, yeah, right. It was kind of tough. So I'm not going to waste any more candle ends or nooses on the pumpkin race at Falcon. Then I thought I'd come here and try this. But this is going to be a long one. This will be a long one. Six of each. 3 different kinds of baits. And this is where I fished during the catfish competition. But that's in the morning. So I don't know if they're here at night or not. We're going to find out. If not, I'll go over. I'll come back the next night. Or at least go to a partly cloudy 12 o'clock's kind of a downhill on the slope, on the peak. But this time is no peak at all. I'm right down in the trough. But you know what's funny? I just posted it, or I'm in the process of posting the terror tarpon down in Florida. I'll put it on YouTube. It's already on Twitch. But I did what it said to do too. That didn't work. Went to 3 o'clock in the morning and caught that dude in about, no, I went to 9 o'clock the next night. It's supposed to go 3 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't get a couple dings. So the next night was 9 o'clock peak. I cast my bottom rods out with a bassy bait on them. And then threw my Brutus rig out maximum cast, or in the area we're supposed to do that, right at the end where the big tree comes down. And at 9:15 I caught the terror tarpon. So 3 o'clock in the morning didn't work, but 9 o'clock peak did. So I don't care. The dude was 79 pounds. I didn't remember it being that big. It was a job to get it in with that Brutus. But it were fun. They're all fun. This is hilarious. I wish you could see the session time. It says that I've been streaming for an hour and 14 minutes. I don't think so, Tim, but it's funny.
Having a hard time hearing you today.
Okay, I will tune it up a little bit. How about that? I can do that. Did you take a bath this morning? Clean your ears? Let's see what we can do here. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Is that better? That's maximum volume. Is that any better? The maximum volume on my...
Said. A little better, yes.
Well, I could talk louder. Does that help? Because I got a big mouth. Ain't no doubt about that. Well, the microphone's aimed the same way. It's...
LOL, that is better.
See, just say, open up your mouth, big mouth. I'm going on over to where the bees trees are, over at Swampy Open. I know there's catfish over there. I don't know what time they are. We'll just find out. Because all we try and do is help somebody else, make this easier on somebody else anyhow. Just like that video that I posted on YouTube about where all the pumpkins are. I think the only one I didn't post was blue crab, because when I made the video they weren't there. Then the next day they were. That Swampy Open, yeah. And so then I went back the next day and they were there. All three pumpkins are around the... See, I want to see if I fish here. Around the boathouse. My distance is going to be all messed up now. Do 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 do. Got to get out there underneath that limb. I think it's like 125, 130 feet out. So let's see what we got here. It looks good enough to start. We'll find out. And let's see. Oops, that ain't gonna get it. Sorry. And San Joaquin. I didn't put that one on there. There's one right up by the dam, and then when you go in your boat, it's on the island. You know, there's a slough goes back in there, or a little channel. There's an island right here, and the one on the left. There's one pumpkin on there, and that's the only two. I didn't ever find a tombstone there either. I didn't find a tombstone in blue crab either. Let's do something different. Let's put one over here. Yeah, come on, fish. Do your thing. Come on, locust. Do your thing. But when I get a little tired or a little lazy, Box, I start talking lower. And my wife said, huh? Huh? I said, I'm sorry, dear. Oh, what we got here? Had a bite.
Good DB. I hope all is well with you and your family.
Why, thank you, Frank. It really is, and the same to you, my friend. It's a good day in the neighborhood. And the same to you. I hope you are as well. Believe me. I think I'm going to have to buy me a new video card. I guess that's cheaper than a new system, isn't it? Somebody told me that GTX 1660 was a TI was a good card. I got a 1050 in here with it. One of the techs that I spoke to at our local ISP said that he had just bought him the 1660 Ti Super. Oh, looky here. Heavens to Murgatroyd, what do we got?
You tired from partying all night?
No. I got a crappie. That don't look like no catfish. That don't want no catfish. No. The guys last night, I'll tell you, at 11:30, I forget who I was watching stream. Might have been Box. But I said, I'm gone. Good night. And I left. I went to bed. The only partying I do at night is in my head when I sleep. And visions of sugar plums dance by my head.
Can I ask you if the headset you are wearing is Bluetooth?
Yes, it is. It's a HUHD. About $60. It's really one of the most comfortable and best headsets that I've had. And I've had a lot of wired ones. I always wanted to buy me some Bose, but I ain't going to spend $400 for a set of headsets. That's just not going to happen. But they're on Amazon for about $59.95 or something like that. My keyboard is wireless also, so is my mouse. But I keep my keyboard plugged in because I don't want to run the battery down and then need to type and there be nothing there. Number 2. That's something that Mall Dropper taught me the other day. I think it was Mall. Said if it says you're hung up, if you'll drop your real...
Thank you for that info.
Oh, you're welcome. If you drop your real speed down to 1, if it stays hung up and you're going to be bringing in trash or whatever, it'll automatically go up to 4 when it says you're been released. But if there's something on it, it'll stay at 4 and you'll come on in. So if it stays at 1 when it becomes untangled or unhitched, you can bring it in and not have to worry about it. I'm glad I got a bunch of these baits. All right. Did it count it? Yes. All right, that's the one. Now you can see it's going to take some time to do this. This will be, that's way too short. This will be a long one to get the book. But I do believe it might be better if I fish during a peak. Spotted that. That ain't no catfish neither. Now this headset comes with a good mic. it plugs in here and swings out. It's a rubber thing, and you can adjust it every which way. But some people said I tried it and the Bluetooth.
Did your dog get a root beer barrel yet?
Yes, he did, as a matter of fact. My wife was down here and we were doing our grocery list this morning. He come down, would not leave her alone. He just would not leave her alone because he knew we were fixing to go somewhere and he wanted to make sure he got to go. So I said, first of all, I knew what he wanted, so I gave him a root beer. And he walks away and he come back and started messing with her again. And I said, okay. So then I gave him some nuts. And then he went over there on the carpet beside my bed and laid down. We had a big grocery order today. Holy smokes. It was a big order. But I'm afeared of what's coming down the line if we hit this second wave. It's going to be a hard road to hoe. Getting food and stuff. So I just try to stock up best I can. I mean, you take $1 can of chicken noodle soup, some crackers, and that's a meal for two. I mean, you got to water it down, but it still tastes like, tastes better than pure old plain old water. And it's something in your belly. One fish in an hour and a half. Let's go to partly cloudy night, which is the next night. The next night, I do believe. Or 12 o'clock is a little bit better. Of course, it could be wanting me to fish. It says wait until midnight. Maybe what I'll do is fast forward time here and see if I can catch fish and it'll count them. What do you think about that? That's maybe using time a little bit more judiciously instead of just jumping around. But it seemed like I remember last year, this took a long time. I'm talking about a long time. Like a Tootsie Roll time. Now that ain't much better. Well, let's try it at 3 o'clock. I got nothing to lose. I'm here. Ordered me some frozen hash browns with my grocery order today. I like hash browns. So tomorrow morning I'm going to have me some Spam and hash browns and eggs. Oh yeah. Where'd that 63 feet come? Oh, that was over there, wasn't it? Yeah, that's what I want to say. What are you, world? Been longer than 5 minutes, y'all. Give me a break.
Like Spam crispy.
Yep. But I'll have me some fried Spam, hash browns, and eggs tomorrow morning for breakfast. Oh, yum, yum, yum. See, when I was a kid, I thought Spam was real meat. Then I found out it's mystery meat. Don't change the taste of it. Boy, that stuff got some salt in it, doesn't it? Preservatives. I'm just thinking that was really a stupid thing to do. That number 4 was the one I caught that channel on, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I believe it was. And it was over here at 63 feet. So let's try that again. Well, thank you very much. That's all I need. There's more garbage. Collect garbage. That's what I get for trying to figure things out, isn't it? supposed to be flatheads out there. That between 115. We got something on 2. Let's see what we got on 2. Well, that's not a crappie. What have we got? All right, a channel cat. That's 2 out of 6. See what I mean? This is going to be a long road to hoe. Oops. I put it down to 1. See, it stayed at 1 speed.
What mission are you working on?
The book down at Louisiana, down Quanchican. You got to catch six catfish with 3 different baits. I didn't even know that was even supposed to be in here. That's hilarious. That was last year. Skeleton bluegill. Oh lordy, that's funny. I don't think it's supposed to be in here this year. I may be wrong when I get up to St. Croix and find out I'm supposed to catch all them skeleton bluegill again. The bait up there that you buy to use them is you have to use bait coins, and it's expensive. We found out last year that they would also strike on marshmallows, which is a lot cheaper bait. So if you go to Quanchican, you have to catch those skeleton bluegill. Remember that. They'll strike on candy too, but they like marshmallows. You got to take your boat and drive towards where there's a blue thing coming up off the water, and you cast down into it to catch the fish. Don't you dare be a crappie. Don't you dare be a crappie. It's not. It was. Don't you dare be a crappie. I shouldn't have said that, should I? Yeah, I'll show you a box. It's right here under Halloween. Get the book. Now, this one here, I just gave up on that one. I did it 3 times, and the best I did was 11, or whatever that's worth. You got to get 15 of the pumpkins. But this is what I'm working on. You got to travel to Quanchican, wait to midnight, and then catch 6 of each. 6 with dried locust, 6 with moldy cheese, and 6 with sour bread. And those you get from pumpkins around. So you got to have plenty of them when you get down here. I've got about 50 of each.
Okay.
Good. This is one of the toughest parts. This is the most fishes you have to catch. Now, catching a bunch of largemouth bass smaller than 1.1 pounds last year, I thought you had to only use 1 rod. It took me forever. So this year I said, wait a minute, it doesn't say use 1 rod. So I put down rods out there and a float, and things started happening. First of all, I was catching too big, so I got a smaller hook on, and I posted that video, and it's the last one I think I did on Twitch. It says something about terror tarpon, but I was able to get the bait and get the tarpon all in that one streaming video. I had to chop it up because it was long, so I cut it up in pieces and put it together. It's not quite as smooth as some of my videos, but good Lord, you don't want to have to watch a video for 2 hours to figure out what to do and where to go and what, when, and so on and so forth. I don't. That's what that slide thing's down across the bottom. What, when, where, and how. That's what we try to find out when we watch the videos. And that's just for help. And now we got 2 fish in 2 hours, because it's an hour and a half on the other and a half hour here so far. But it counted that one. You like that? So it's after midnight. After midnight, we're gonna let it all hang out.
Is getting rid of the slider.
Really? That's not cool. That's not cool at all. That's so that people will have to watch longer, spend more time on it. And they started putting ads on my videos, and I didn't like that. They haven't asked me. And I don't think that's cool at all. 3. Timed out. Heavens to Murgatroyd. No. Now I know that Twitch does, and I've been watching yours, Box, and they'll put an ad right in the middle of your stream. And I think they did me once too, because we were talking. You said you didn't hear what I said because they put an ad in there. If I don't want any ads, cool. I got a giant there. If I don't want any ads, you know, that's my choice. But you have to go along with their parameters. Whatever. And since I'm not paying, I think if you pay, you can have a choice whether you want ads or not, but I'm not paying. I'm too cheap. Amazon Prime is about the only service like that I'll pay for, because they get free shipping. And I buy a lot of stuff from Amazon. And I send a lot of stuff back too. Garbage from China. And I got an email once that if I kept sending some of these things back, that they were going to cancel my account. So I have customers. I mean, I sell enough stuff, or excuse me, buy enough stuff on there. I've got customer service phone number. I don't type nothing. I give them a call. The lady got on the phone and said, "I need to speak to your supervisor now." "Well, what's your problem, sir?" I said, "My problem is I need to speak to your supervisor now."
Your sound is much better today, and I can hear you now.
Good, thank you, Frank. So anyhow, I told that lady, said, "I want to speak to your supervisor now." So the supervisor got on the phone and said, "Let me explain something to you. I probably spend about as much money on Amazon in a few months as what you make in a year. And I'll send back as many packages as I want if you keep sending me junk from China. Garbage that's either refurbished and sold as new, open box sold as new, damaged sold as new, misinformed in the ad say it's one thing and you get it it's something else. You order 10 and get 6. You order 8 and 4 of them work. I mean, don't tell me you're going to cancel my account. Start sending me decent merchandise." "Well, we're sorry, sir." Da, 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 da. I said, "That's fine. I'm just letting you know that I'm not no everyday dummy. I've been around the block more than once, so work with me and I'll work with y'all. You send me what I pay for, and I've got no problems with it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir." That's all I ask. Well, there we go. Now I'm getting extra bites. What time are we? 3:45. See, we're a little bit better peak. So now tomorrow night, we'll go the next night. Well, that's a nice crappie. I'm getting all kinds of bites now. Well, that would figure. The crappie like him locusts, don't they? Okay, what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to load my, well, that's 3. I'm going to load my rods up with, let's try moldy cheese and see what happens. And I'll go to midnight the next night. That really took less time than I thought it would, tell you the truth. Where's my old moldy cheese? Excuse me. See, I got 54 of them. And I know some of them are left over from last year.
I've received a couple ducks from Amazon. 2812 Frank Demon said, are fishing on the fisherman or the plant?
I don't know what that meant, Frank. I'm sorry. Yeah, most of it's good, but I'm telling you, it seemed like it'll go into cycles. But
Said, planet.
fishing on the fisherman or the planet. PC. I don't fish on the fisherman. Well, I'll go to 9. Okay, go to midnight. That's right. Okay. For whatever it's worth, y'all, Frank has been my longest and most prolific commenter on my videos on YouTube for a long, long time. And I appreciate you, Frank. You let me know what's going wrong.
On fishing planet.
Yeah, Frank tells me like it is. Some people try to sugarcoat it. He'll tell me like it is. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. He'll let me know. After midnight, we gonna let it all hang out. Do 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 do. That's a good start. Thank you. After midnight. Do 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 do. Uh-oh. That ain't no little channel cat. That might be a flathead. Not gonna be a big one, but it might be a flathead. And then no crappie. I hope it ain't no crappie that big. That'd be a human among us. There we go. See, that they count too. See, the reason I keep getting all these personal bests because I'm on the CBT. And it's the first time I've fished down here at Quanchican on the CBT. Have not had a reason to before. I'm just going to turn my light off, y'all. Hope you don't mind. Get over here out of the glare of the moon. Don't let the stars... I wonder what sunglasses would help me here. It really glared, didn't it? Don't let the moon get in your eye. No, don't let the stars get in your eye. Don't let the moon break your heart. Daylighty night. Do 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 do. Don't let the moon break your heart. Well, that's not a crappie either. What is it? Looks like I saw some whiskers. There we go.
last night and give you thumbs up, but for some reason there is nowhere to leave comments.
Huh. Strange. There again, YouTube doing what they want to.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
That's amore. Yeah. Well, I wish all of them were easy to catch, the moldy cheese ones. Oh, that dried bread is probably going to be a toughie. Well, y'all see where to catch them now. Oops. Cheated myself that time. Over here on wide open spaces. And you see these trees here? I'm casting right out in here. There's a limb kind of hangs over. If you look during the day, you'll see it. And also over here behind them. And that's where these rod 3 and 4 are, over behind them. And those catfish are liking this moldy cheese. I may have to try that in real life. I've never tried moldy cheese in real life. Man, that's 5 already. Wow. Amazingful. Oops, wrong rod. Number 2. Sorry. Sorry, fish. Oops, look what I did here. Don't know how that happened. Looky there. Heavens to Murgatroyd. And it's only 12:17. Okay. Let's bring them all in.
I don't think I could stomach moldy cheese smell while fishing.
Oh, that's a good smell, Frank. That's a good smell. We fish with rotten chicken gizzards and livers. That we leave them out in the sun for a couple of days before we go fishing, so they're good and stinky. Them catfish love that stink. Man, that greasy stink float down the river, and they cannot resist it. But I hadn't tried moldy cheese. It would be fun to try to keep on your hook. Might have to use a lady's hose, cut it in squares, and hook that on your hook so it can't get off. This is amazingful. Caught those in 17 minutes. That is absolutely amazingful. Like I said, sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good. And y'all see me fish, so you know I ain't no good. I'm just lucky. Luckier than a 2-udder cow. And if y'all ever milk cows, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's where this came from. It's muscle on both my arms. On the farm, people say, "What do you do?" I say, "I was a stripper." Yes, a stripper. Now, hold on. Didn't take no clothes off. But when they put the milking machine on the cows, when they get done, they still have a little bit of milk in their udder, and you have to strip the milk out of those udders so they don't get what's called undulant fever. They get undulant fever, and that milk's no good for as long as 4 months. And we milked 54, 57 cows, depending on what we had. And you start losing milk, that's money. So, and I'm telling you, when you're trying to squeeze them teats to get that milk, it's not easy. I mean, it's a squeeze, buddy. And then I use that working in the gas station. See, it's the same principle. Not when I pump, you drive in, you pump it yourself. But I grew up working in a gas station where you had to pump the nozzle. They didn't have them nice, easy nozzles.
Something new every day here.
Now you know a stripper. Don't tell your wife. But anyhow, the nozzles were not easy to squeeze, so you had to squeeze them gases. And there wasn't no latch on them to hold them. You had to squeeze it and hold it. That's that same muscle. I had a guy come in the gas station I was working at one night, and he said, "What do you do in your spare time?" I said, "Sleep." He said, "I'd like to make a boxer out of you." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "You got the arms of a boxer." And I said, No. I ain't gonna let nobody punch me in the head no more than I have to. At least not for fun. Oh, there's big money. Yeah, there's also big brain damage in it. No, I'll pass. Well, if you ever change your mind, let me know. I said, I ain't gonna change my mind. And I didn't either. If I wanted to fight, I didn't want no rules. I wanted to get it over in a hurry. I didn't want somebody to chase me around the ring and beat me up for, 30 minutes. No. I'm probably going to have to go to another night because we're on a downside slide. I don't like doing those kayak races because the reward when you get them is the devil's number in cash. I'm really glad I didn't do it or get it done, but we got one on 2. Sure do. Got something. Oh, that's got to be another crappie or a golden shiner. Sound bigger. A golden. That's even smaller than the last one. I haven't figured out why there weren't any pumpkins in Alaska. Alaska is a state of the United States. Of course, there weren't any pumpkins at Falcon the first time I started doing that race. I just rode out in the water and there was nothing there. No pumpkins, nothing.
Unknown caller.
Hello.
This is an important notice from the Social Security Administration.
Yeah, that's got to be a scam. Social Security Administration is not going to give you a message on the phone. They're going to send you a letter. They want hard copy proof that they sent you something. An important message. It's like somebody from the IRS calling you wanting your Social Security number. Yeah, right. You believe that? I got a bridge up there around New York City that's real cheap. I'd like to sell you. It brings in a lot of money every day. People going across paying that toll, so you can make money with it. We'll even work out payments. Half now and half when I see you again. Yeah, see, we're sliding down. So let's see. We got to skip a night. Yeah, we got to skip it. We got to go to day 4. Give it just a little bit more. Because we're trying to milk this night. I don't think it's going to happen, though. You never know. I've been wrong before, but then I found out I was wrong. Now, my wife has never been wrong. Never. Not ever. That's why we've been married 47 years. She has never been wrong. And what's hers is hers, and what's mine is hers. Ain't no doubt about it. And Frank, learning something new on here every day is okay as long as it's the right kind of learning. Fish and learning, boy. Fish and learning. Greatest line in that movie, Smoking the Bandit. Jackie Gleason says, when I get home, boy, I'm going to slap your mama. Because I know you ain't no seed of mine. Oh, Lord. Funny movie. Funny movie. I don't remember the dog's name. Jerry's dog name. Rode with him in the truck at old... I think it was a basset hound. Clyde? I know somebody that knows. My phone knows. It knows all kinds of stuff like that. What was the name of the dog that rode in the truck in the movie Smokey and the Bandit? Fred. Told you my phone didn't know it. Excuse me. Fred. Yeah, we're going to have to go to day 4. Night 4. At least by fishing at night, well, by fishing at night, we don't have to use coins. That's a good thing. I'm interested what the book... I don't remember what the book looks like. I obviously got it last year. But I haven't got it on the CBT, so it's... Like I said, it's been longer than 5 minutes, so... Okay, we're on day 2. That's night 3. We gotta go midnight. Midnight. I don't know about eating sour bread. I like sourdough bread, but most of us probably eat a lot of dried, crunchy bread before. Call it croutons. It's just bread they can't do much of nothing else with. They call it croutons. That in my throat is scratchy. Okay, come on, fish. Everybody getting tired of watching them rods lay there and do nothing. Let's get busy. Please. So I put a smaller hook on. Yeah. We'll be alright. Just take time. P, right? Practice, patience, persistence will produce. I have the patience, I have the persistence, and we are practicing. It always worried me about doctors. When they hang their sign up, they don't say I'm open for business. They say, this is my practice. That means that everybody walks in there, they practicing on. Think about it. Here's another one for you. What do you call the gentleman who graduated absolute last out of medical school? Doctor. If you're last in your class and you graduate, you are a doctor. That's a real comforting thought too, isn't it? I have met some of them doctors. I don't know about last in her class, but they was close. They have a good bedside manner, but that's about it. You just hope they have a good nurse practitioner to help them move along with what they need to be doing. Come on, take it. It's legal. Well, this is not going to be a 17-minute one, is it? Well, I had fun yesterday, too. I got the code for the CBT, and Fishing Planet was all messed up, so I uninstalled it, or uninstalled Steam, reinstalled it. And it's amazing how from one installation to another, it forgets your password. Although I've got them written down, it forgets your password. So I had to get a new password and then do a two-party authentication verification. Did that. Installed Steam and didn't have a library. It took me 45 minutes to an hour to figure out how to get my library back. So then I got my library back, and I had no games. So then I downloaded Fishing Planet in there again with my Double Talk 73, and everything was there. But it was at CBT. Well, if I want to go out of CBT, I go under Properties and Beta and then opt out of CBT to go back into regular Fishing Planet. I couldn't opt out of it. So I had to uninstall it again, go back and reinstall just Fishing Planet, and then put the code in for CBT. But I learned. One foot in front of the other. Don't let the horse tip over the apple cart. Well, this is not working either right now, is it? Well, might try 3 a.m. again. We'll give it a little more time. I've already caught 12 fish faster than I thought I would, to tell you the truth.
Said, does Mary Kay know who you are now?
Yes. When I went in there in the bugs and said there was no pumpkins, that I went to Falcon Lake and was going to do the race, and there was, because she wanted those of us to do the race and see what kind of time frame it was. The one at Falcon, I don't think can be done in the time frame in that coffin kayak, especially with no pumpkins. But anyhow, Paul Vino said that he felt like it was better that if the two that he did needed 10, one of them, like an Emerald, needed 10 more seconds, and I forget which other one, but said it needed 15 seconds added on the time. Well, so I figured I'd go to Falcon and try that one, and evidently that's her program, so I was going to help her out. So when I get there, there's no pumpkins. When I start rowing that coffin kayak out, there's no pumpkins. So I went on to Skype and said that when I got to Falcon Lake and went to the Scarecrow, give him my noose and my candle in, and it says, press E, starts your race. You got to go rent the kayak, because how many of you got a coffin kayak in your inventory? So I rent a kayak and I start off, there's no pumpkins nowhere. So I just shut it down and went on there and I said, for what it's worth, when I got to Falcon Lake, I give the candle and I give the noose, and it told me to start my race. I went over and rented a kayak and I rode out. There was nothing there. Immediately, Mary came back on and said, I'll check it out. Wait a minute. I said, okay, thank you. So then I went back again. Paul Vino said, we got to press E twice. So I thought I'd try it. So I go back to Falcon, give him another noose and candle. You got to wait till midnight, after dark. I do it at 9 o'clock, after dark, and give him a candle in and a noose. Got in the canoe or the kayak and started rowing out. And the one time that there were pumpkins, they were all down to the right once she put them there. So I thought, well, I'll go down to the right. I go on the right, there's no pumpkins. They're all over to the left. So then I started going to the left, and then all of a sudden they appeared down to the right. And they're kind of grouped up closer together down towards the right end of the lake. I thought, oh, well, whatever. So I got, I think, 9 or 10 out of 15. I just said, I don't want to do that no more. But I used to know a way that you could kind of keep your stamina on the pumpkins. On the kayaks. But I don't know if it'd work with the coffin or not. Coffin kayak. What you do is you row 5 or 6 times and then let up for a count of 2 or 3. I think it's 3. And then you row 5 or 6 times again and then let up. And that way your stamina, and you're going to average 4 miles an hour that way. If you use 5 constantly, you're going to use all your stamina. At 3 miles an hour, you're not going to get it done. You've got to have at least 4 miles an hour to get it done. So, like I say, the reward is the devil's number, so I really don't want to do it anyhow, to tell you the truth. So I didn't. Let's see. Well, there we are at midnight again, so we want to go to 3 or 2. What do you think? 5, 4, 3, 2 o'clock is right there. We go to 3 o'clock. They give us an hour fishing that night. Before the sun comes up. Because we're experimenting anywho. Because I did 0 research, which is usually what I do. I do research before I come do one of these. So I thought, well, I'm just going to do it and wing it and see what happens. Because a lot of people ask questions, and the questions could be answered with a little research. So rather than asking questions, I just thought I'd come down here and see what could happen. See what'll happen. What we got here? Ooh, that looks like a flathead. That counts. That's a 1. If it's a flat, I think that's what it is. That's better. I don't think a gar would hit that bread. Up the flathead. Thank you, flathead. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, flathead. That's 1. That's better than none. Better than we did a while ago, wasn't it? I caught that in less than 5 minutes. That's 1 in a row. We'll cheat a little bit. See, I can see the rods. Don't say we found something out here, and that looks like a crappie. Yeah, that looks like a crappie. Oh, it's worse. It's another bluegill skeleton. Well, I still got 59 bait, don't I? Oh, me. But I appreciate y'all spending your time with me. I've said it before, and I'll probably say it again over and over and over. The most valuable thing you have in the world, besides your family, is your time. Neither of which can be replaced. You can't replace people, and you can't replace time. Once that time is gone, it's gone. You cannot buy it. The richest man in the world or the richest woman in the world cannot buy one more minute of time. So thank you for spending the most valuable thing you have with me, your time. And remember that next time your mother or father, or your children, let's go do something. Let's do this or let's do that. Remember, the most valuable thing you can give them is your time. But Mary Kay's got a job to do. And they really do a good job. They really do. As told by all the number of lakes, the fish, the bait, the infinite number of casting. Whoa, I lost that one. Holy smokes, what in the world was that? Had to be a gar. An alligator gar. I lost sinker and everything, didn't I? That wasn't too cool. Hope I got another one. Ooh, I do. 4-aught hook. I wasn't fast enough then, was I, for y'all? What am I working with? Oh, bread. What do I need? What I need? Oh, I bet I know what happened. Right there. What size is it? Oh, 1-1. My leader probably got weak. They do that. I need to lower that drag too, don't bring her down to there. A whole lot better to have to go up than have to try to grab a hold of it and hurry and go down. But anyhow. Oops, wrong one. Do magical thimbles there. But anyhow, thank you for spending your time with me. I appreciate it greatly. And when I had my heart trouble, 64, almost 12 years ago now. You talk about people thinking about how valuable time is. Yeah, that'll bring it home to you in a hurry, buddy. But my cardiologist kept me alive for 12 years longer than I should have been, so I thank the Lord for that. I thank the Lord. He did not graduate last in his class, I guarantee you that. He's a good guy. He's my buddy. I walk in there and, a doctor walks in and says, "How you doing?" When I walk in there, looky here, an hour ago, Thermon cricket. See, without widgets to tell me what's going on, that was an hour ago. I do apologize, but I do follow. So thank you very much. Well, you go in the doctor's office, they walk in and say, "Hello, how you doing?" Blah, blah. He walks in and sticks his hand out and say, "Hey, Bob." And I say, "Hey, Mark." That's the way a relationship you need to have with your doctor. Because first of all, he knows who you are. You're just not a folder sticking on the door that when he comes walking in, he's got to read and catch himself up. My wife had an oncologist when she had cancer. And he would come in with that folder in his hand and open it up, lay it down, and start thumbing through it. He called my wife by somebody else's name once. That is no joke. And I said, excuse me, my wife's name is Marita. And, oh, I'm sorry. His mind was somewhere else. So anyhow, every time he would come in, he'd bring that chart in, open it up, lay it on the desk, and then start reading it. He had to catch himself up on what he had said, what had been done, and the whole rigmarole every single time. Okay. They started with her chemo. And he said, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I said, no. When it come time for her maintenance drug, I said, no. We're going to put on, no. You're going to put on Arimidex. And he looked at me and said, why? And I said, because the side effects are much less stringent. And he said, you've kind of done your research. And I said, you better believe it. That's my wife. That's my life. I spent hundreds of hours. I'd sleep a couple hours. I was working third shift, and I'd come home and I'd spend a couple hours in bed, and then I'd get up and I'd get back on the computer and start doing research about cancer cures and maintenance drugs and so on and so forth. And I didn't know as much as a doctor, but I'm telling you, I did a ton of research. I wanted to take care of my wife, and I wanted them to take care of my wife. He wanted to put her on a drug that had all kinds of adverse side effects. Now, that wasn't going to happen. Not to my wife. Not to my life. We got to take care of the ones we love. Well, how many more we need? 3. That's not too bad. 3:33. That's a good time. If I have to skip to another night to catch 3 more, that won't be too bad, would it? That's 7 minutes of fishing. Do y'all ever get tired of hearing me just chatter, kind of incessantly? I do that. I know I do. Like I've said before, I was vaccinated with a phonograph needle.
Yes.
That's what I thought. Of course, Nanya'd come in there and say that. See, Nanya and I talk on Discord, and neither one of us can get a word in edgewise because we're both wanting to get our point across, and we won't shut up. See, Nanya's an old guy too, but to me, he's just a punk kid. Oh, lordy. But he's all right. He's a good guy.
Said, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, young feller. How about yourself? How many streams are you watching now? About 6? He jumps around a lot. He wants to know what's going on, who's doing what. I'm trying to get 3 more catfish here, where hopefully I can get the book.
Good, and 12.
Oh, good. And 12 stream. There you go. One dozen. Well, it looks like they gave up on me now. Okay. You want to be that way? We'll just go to another night. I don't mind going from night to night because I don't have to worry about the coins. Of course, I've got a few coins in this. I think I've still got 9 million. I forget. Something like that. A lot. Sound like my son just coming home. Like he just went for a job interview. We lost your application. Can you fill out it? People don't lose applications. Come on, man. I run my own business more than once. And the last time, before I went and got a real job, I salvage large mainframe computers. And I need somebody, well, I need somebody to work for me. I put an ad in the paper. And I had a guy come, and I don't know if his girlfriend or his wife was with him. And I handed him an application. I had like 5 or 6 people sitting there in my office. And when I was looking for somebody to travel with me, to work with me, taking machines apart, loading them on a truck, taking parts out that we wanted or needed. And everybody was filling out their application and everything. Well, he took his application, went out in the hall. There weren't any seats left. Well, a little while he came back in and handed me his application. There was nothing on it. I mean, nothing. No name, no nothing. And I said, you really need to fill this out. And he said, I don't fill out applications. I come for a job. And I said, well, I gotta have your social security number. I gave you your name and address. I don't fill out applications. Now, I don't know if he couldn't write or couldn't read or whatever, or if he was too embarrassed to say anything. But I just looked at him and said, look, the next thing you can do is you can let your tail, don't hit that door, don't let the doorknob hit your tail on the way out. And he said, what? I said, look, buddy, you're going to be traveling with me, and if you're not going to do what I ask you to do here in the office so you can get the job, you sure ain't going to do it out there where you can get hurt. So I don't need you. He gave me a harump and left. And the young guy that I hired out of all that group was a skinny, tall kid with long hair. I mean, halfway down his back, long hair. Very intelligent, nice young man. We got to be good friends. He worked for me for about 8 months. And producing music was his passion. And I told him, Tim, you don't need to be working for me. You need to be in school. You need to go over to Middle Tennessee State University, which has one of the most elaborate music production facilities of any university in the United States. And you need to be over there going to school. And he said, well, whatever. Well, his dad was some kind of a bigwig down at a huge hospital here downtown. And he wouldn't pay for his education, so he took some tests and got some scholarships and some grant money, and he went back to school and graduated with a degree in music production and let me know. And I said, I'm so proud of you. You have no idea. Find out what you want to do. Don't work a job. Find something you like to do, and you will never work a day in your life. He's probably rich now. Probably better off than me. But I'm happy. You can't be much better off than happy, can you? It's not that I know or am aware of. And Nonya, I have heard your repartee with Taz when he's doing some of his stuff too, so I know you like to talk too. That's okay. I forgot to turn on my beautiful, beautiful mouse pad.
Said, just a little.
Just a little. Me too, just a little. But that little is about this long. Come on, fish. We only need 2. 2, 2, 2. This session counter up here is blowing my mind. It says I've been on 2 hours and 24 minutes. Now, I would believe 124, but not 224. This is going to be a long session. But if y'all learn something from it, good. That's what it's all about. And know that this part of this mission is going to take some time. They all take a little time. Some of them just take more. This is one of them mores. Like a s'more. Boy, I having some chicken fried steak for lunch. Mashed potatoes and corn. It was a good TV dinner. And my wife had chicken fried chicken. We don't do a lot of fancy stuff for lunch. It's a little sustenance to get you through to the next meal. Well, I thought my son might come in and tell me how he did at his job interview, but I guess I'll have to ask him. Maybe he's not proud. Well, you never know. He's 24. You just never know. Never know. Sure do wish I'd get my standalone hard drive. This computer will not recognize it. It's unrecognizable. So I hooked it up to my laptop. It recognized it, but it was unreadable. This one kept telling me I was doing a check disk, and it kept telling me that it would not function in a USB 3.0 port. Okay. I put it in every different port that I've got. It still wouldn't. Nothing. So it's got some stuff on it that I really want off. So it's going to cost me money to remedy that situation. Well, number one, we'll just bring you in, throw you back out there again. That's just the ways of life, I guess. Let's throw it out over here a little ways. Just out of curiosity. Since we're not catching anything right now with it. Just put it out in no man's land. But it's a 1 terabyte drive, and I've got about 390 gigs of stuff on it. Some of it I got off. Some of it I haven't. Before my system went haywire last Friday. I don't know whether to spend that money on a system or spend that money on food with what's coming. But a new system might be easier on me than fighting with this thing every few days. That's a thought too. Keep me a little more mellow. But the one I want's $2,000. That's a hard one to swallow. And I don't want to finance it, so I'd pay it off in 12 months. I mean, I would pay about $225 a month. Is that right? $250 a month. $250 a month. Like I've told you, I'm cheap. I don't like to pay interest, whatever. Every year, my credit cards, some of them, they renew, and they want to charge you an annual fee. I just call them up and tell them, say, look, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I'm not paying an annual fee. There's another bluegill. Huh? I said, I don't want to pay an annual fee. Now, if you want to pay it, if you want me to pay it, you know, if I have to, I have to, but I'm telling you, I will cancel this credit card, and there are other credit cards out there that won't charge me an annual fee, and they'll take my money just as good as yours, and that usually ends that discussion. Well, let me talk to my supervisor. Okay, you talk to your supervisor. And they come back on and say, well, because you're such a good customer, we've decided to waive the annual fee. I said, thank you. We could have done that without any. That looks like another skeleton. Surely it ain't. No, it's another crappie though. So then I found out that Wally World has their own credit card. And the funny part about it, it's through the same company. I get 2% back on a card I have through the company. And on the Wally World card, I get 5% back on stuff I buy at Wally World. Who'd have thunk it? There's a big difference between 2% and 5%. There we go. Now we need one. We need one. And then there was one. One is the loneliest number you'll ever do. Two can be as bad as one. Loneliest number since the number one. Ah. And Nanya, I won't give up my day job, okay? Oh, number one. Your bait was pulled away. Thank you. But bait was put. Don't you like that, Nonya? It's on a rod stand with an 8-ounce sinker, and it's a little piece of bread, and it said the bait was pulled away from the fish. Something bit my sinker and took off with it. Boy, that used to irritate me in Michigan, fishing for catfish, and time after time after time, bait was pulled away. Look here, 3 at once. Which one? Let's do with number 3 first. It's the closest one. Oh, that's a flathead. That's a flathead. That'll get us the book, I think, unless we have to do something else after this. Flathead. Alligator gar. What are you doing over there? That's what took off of that rig a while ago. Was an alligator gar. Let me put that one down and see what's on one. Okay. We'll do it this way then. Do 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 do. And then this number since the number one. We liable to be here a while today on this stream. I don't think I can whack this up enough. There, what are we? Another gar. Ah! I don't think I can whack this up long enough to help everybody a little bit. If I put this whole stream, man, it'll take forever. Let's do right there. Take forever for this to upload to YouTube. Oh, Y'all Box has good music on his streams too. Good listening music, good songs. And so does Daddy-O. Good listening music while you're watching the stream. Instead of listening to me. But all the music that I looked at that you could legally put on here, it's all instrumental. And yeah, it's okay, but I like to hear people singing good music. 60s, 70s, good music. Good music. The Bee Gees, the Beatles, Peter, Paul and Mary, Jan and Dean. You know, just good. I'm an old man. Good music. Good music. I'm also trying to figure out why my GPU is running at such a comfortable temperature all of a sudden. I don't know why. Weird. I took this thing apart the other day and blew the dust out of it. Whew, that was a lot. Thought that might have something to do with... Oop, there was a good spike. Thought that might have something to do with it running warm. But then when I put it back together, it was still running warm yesterday. Yeah, I don't think that's a gar. That might be our number 6. And then it'll tell us what else we have to do next. Is it? Looks like a flathead.
My dog likes your voice. It has sent to sleep.
Okay. Get the book. Great job. You got the Quentin Witch's recipe book. Time to search for the ingredients and brew the summoning potion. The book. Okay. Potions of summoning. Whoa, this is one trigger recipe. Looks like you're in for a real scavenger hunt and plenty of fishing adventures. To collect all the necessary items for the brewing the Frankenfish summoning potion as soon as you got all the magic ingredients according to the witching recipe book. Find the witching cauldron in San Joaquin and brew the potion of summoning. Okay. Oh, you used a blood vein line. I remember that. Okay. A bunch of mandrake roots, black vampire fins, albino yeti gills, green orgus scales, ghost essence, that's a new one, bluegill skeleton trail. It says I done caught 3 of them. Jar of fish eyes. Wow. Okay. Time to look at the mission again, I guess. Now I know where the vampire gar are. They're right here. I don't remember what bait it is. Have to do some thinking there. It'll probably tell me when I look at the mission. I hope. So here all it says is mandrake root, fish eyes, jar of fish eyes, and a bluegill skeleton tail. Okay. Soulless creepy lures bundle. $99 gold. That one I got. That one I got. That one I got. Oh, that's the roach spoon. I got that. I don't know what that one is. There's no next either. But that's used up in